Alright, I'm going to make sweet potato burgers. This time I actually got all the ingredients out so I didn't forget anything. But you're going to start with a slab of sweet potato, about this much, which is about this heavy. I just microwave it, cut it into a few bits, put it on a plate, chuck it in the microwave. We've got cumin, paprika, black beans, onion, garlic and oats. And this is going to make our sweet potato burger. So you're going to start, cut this guy into a couple bits. So you can chuck it in the microwave. All we're trying to do is get it all soft, so you can take all the middle bits out. This bit, this eaty bit. Yeah. This is going to take like 6 minutes or so, 8 minutes. I'm probably just going to eat cookies. I probably won't make you watch that. But these are our ingredients. Ready to go. So prepared. I might chuck some coriander in too. If you don't like that, I don't care. Chuck a little bit of water. It doesn't matter with these if they're a little bit, if the flesh is a bit moist. It doesn't matter if the flesh is a bit moist in these because they stick together anyway and they're delicious. So I've just chucked our spices in here with some oil and half an onion. You don't have to use a full onion or half an onion or any onion. It's just up to you really. I like onion a little bit, so I put half of one in. I also decided to put chili in. I guess in these times just do whatever makes you feel alive. And then I put cumin in and paprika. I put a fair bit of paprika in. Let's not say I slipped, but yes, I kind of slipped. You might have heard that beeping. That means our potatoes might be done, so let's go check them out. Alright, so our sweet potato has just been mic'd and is soft to put the fork in. Usually what happens here is I try and get the flesh out straight away. I would not recommend this because it's hot as shit. But I haven't really learnt, so I'm going to do it. Just try and get as much of the flesh off, leave the skin behind. It's very freaking hot. There's no harm in leaving it and doing it when it cools down. I'm just not very intelligent. Ah! Fuck. Ah! Beauty of this is, once you take the skin off, you get left with sweet potato skins and you just fry them up in some oil in a pan and they're delicious. So just try and save as much of that flesh as you can, and then that's going to be what makes the body of our burgers. So our beans have been fried off nicely. Just turn that off. Our sweet potato is out of its skin. It's pretty soft. It doesn't really, you don't need to mash it up or anything because it's just going to go in this blender here. This food processor, it's a food processor. I'm not a very good cook, let's face it. So I have a cup of oats here. We're going to chuck most of it in. I don't know, 3/4. I got this much left over. We're going to blend that up. That's basically what holds our burgers together with the moisture from the sweet potato. Blend the shit out of it. Sweet. You chuck this in. You chuck your beans in. Like if I cared, I'd probably face the pan towards you and put it in that way. Probably a better viewing experience, but I don't. Chuck a bit of salt in. Salt makes everything better. Except, well, no, ice cream, salted caramel, better than regular caramel. Salt makes everything better. Blend that up a little bit. We'll add that. You want to kind of pulse it around. You don't want it to be like paste. Kind of just want to mix it up a little bit. It's really important to get all your ingredients ratio perfect. So you just make sure you listen really hard and put in exactly the same amount that I do. That way it'll be perfect, won't it? Chuck in those last bit of oats. They kind of just give a bit of texture. Alright, you're going to end up with like a mash, like so. You might notice around the edge there's a bit of oat that hasn't mixed in, but we're going to pull out this and mix it all together now. We're going to make some patties out of this, and then chuck them in the oven. So you just make them by hand. That way when people eat it, you know you've touched all their food. Yeah, so if you listened really carefully at the start, I told you to preheat your oven at warm degrees. And then once you make your patty, chuck them in the oven for 20 minutes, flip them another 20 minutes or so, and then they're good to go. I usually fry them off in a pan when I go to eat them. You can chuck them in the freezer as well. They keep pretty well, and then just microwave them and then fry them off when you're ready. This is what you sort of make a patty out of it. There you go. I would try and find a pan that you trust that it's not going to stick to, or use baking paper. If you can avoid using baking paper, that's perfect, because you can't recycle baking paper. Depending how much sweet potato you used and other ingredients will be how many burgers you get out of it, and I guess how big you make them. But I usually get, 8 or 9 out of it. Might need 2 trays here. These are also really way too big to what I usually make. So let's reduce their size a little bit. There you go. I'd stop the camera, but my hands are covered in potato now, so this can go in the behind the scenes, which is also in front of the scenes, because there's no scenes, because I can't be fucked editing. And I don't care, because I don't know. When the moon hits your eye like a big pizza pie, that's amore. That's amore. So 20 minutes, flip them, another 20 minutes, and then they're done. See, nice. Staying together now. And when you want to eat them, I just chuck them in a pan. Chuck them in a pan. You just chuck them in a pan with some oil. And you fry them off, and they're delicious, just like you would a burger. Good luck.